People that use the Torah in order to manipulate the Torah and everyone around it and arrive at what they desire to do without the Torah. Ramban, Nachmanides, calls it Naval Birshut Torah, despicable in the name of the Torah. And unfortunately today there are many people that do it on a regular basis, some public, some private. This is why the most critical teachings that a person can learn today is what HaShem said from the beginning. Reshit Chokhmah Yirat Hashem. The beginning of wisdom is fear of Hashem. Meaning, all of the things I told you to learn, Chumash, Halacha, Musar, all of those things, guess what? The ultimate goal of all of them is for you to acquire Yirat Shamayim. Not just learn that Gehenom exists and there's a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and seventh chamber, and each one has chambers within it, and each one has a Bet Din within it, and each one has a certain section that you have to go through, and after you finish, you have to go to the other chamber, because it's not only chamber number 4 that you have to go to. You also have to go to number 3, Habibi. And after you finish number 3, you go into number 2. It doesn't just go, oh, you only go to 4, and then you finish, and you go to Gan Eden, Habibi. You're in your dreams, maybe. You go to 4, and 3, and 2, and maybe after that, you go and get reincarnated again. Or maybe you're going to go to Kafakela, and maybe they'll put you in Gan Eden for a little bit just to torture you and put you back in Gehenom. So it's not such a simple way for you to just focus on, oh, there's a punishment. No. What it is that you have to acquire enough fear of the Almighty, you don't want to mess with Him. That's the point of learning Chumash, of learning Halacha, of learning Musar. God, whatever you say, I do. Why? I don't want to mess with you. You're God, not my buddy, not somebody that I could just mess. No, you're God. You say it, I do it. Like it or don't like it doesn't matter anymore. Why? Because in a split of a second, you can make one tiny little cell in my brain simply turn off or turn on. And I will have enough pain in my body to literally wish I was in Gehenom right now. And no cure. And no one to even understand that I have pain, because you can't see pain. To simply teach you just enough that you don't want to mess with Hashem. You just do what He says. Don't be stupid. Don't look for a way out. Don't go, oh, this is only rabbinical, so what? Somebody came to the Khatam Sofer and said, Rabbi, listen, this halacha over here, the rabbi said to do this, but I just learned about it, and it's only rabbinical. The Khatam Sofer got up off of his chair, old man, got up off of his chair and started yelling at him. Do you know what rabbinical means, you fool? Do you know what rabbinical means? Do you know what it means that you keep saying it? He just kept saying over. Do you know what it means? Do you know what does it mean? Says to him, the Torah Kedoshah tells us, a sin in the Torah has different punishment. You steal, you have to pay double if you get caught. If you don't get caught, you handed it on yourself, you have to pay what you stole. If you ate non-kosher, you get malkot. If you do this, if you do that. Different sins have different punishment. But a rabbinical sin, all of them are death penalty. All of them are death penalty. Not by the Bet Din, by Shamayim. Some by the Bet Din also. But by Shamayim for sure. All of them are death penalty. You know what rabbinical means? Rabbinical is Akadosh Baruch Hu's soldiers. When you disrespect the soldiers, it's worse than disrespecting the king. Why? Because the king is also your father. When you disrespect the soldiers, you're disrespecting the whole system. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is more critical about disrespecting of his kids, of his soldiers, of the rabbis, than he is on himself. And you're just throwing, oh, it's just rabbinical. Do you even know what that means? He says to him. And if you look at enough Gemara, at enough Musar, at enough Torah, hopefully, we'll acquire Yirat Shamayim. But that's why Shlomo HaMelech and his father said countless times, the beginning of wisdom is fear of Hashem. Because it doesn't matter how many books you read, how many books you own, how many sentences you understand, how many you don't understand, how many questions you ask, how many questions you want to ask. None of that stuff matters until you have Yirat Shamayim. If you don't have Yirat Shamayim, the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, page 31a, says your Torah is worthless. Why? Because Yirat Shamayim is the preservative of your Torah. Teaching from Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, where he gives an analogy of somebody that has a job. He works for a guy and he says, put the food in the top of the shed. And he puts the food and he comes back. And the boss says to him, did you put contém on it? Which is preservative. And he says, no. So the boss says to him, it was better off you didn't put anything there then. Meaning it was better off you just left it over here on the outside. It would have preserved better than you just putting it over there with no preservative. So the Gemara says, this contém, this preservative, that's Yirat Shamayim. Because even if you know the entire Mishnah by heart, the Gemara says, the entire Mishnah, all 6 parts you know by heart. If you don't have Yirat Shamayim, you won't preserve it, you won't maintain it, you won't keep it, you will still go to Gehinnom. With the knowledge of the entire Mishnah, the entire oral Torah. Why? Without Yirat Shamayim, you don't know how to apply it.